Yo guys, what is going on? It is your boy Jamzor, aka the Bristolian Arsenalian. Today I'm bringing you my Premier League 2020/21 predictions. Now before we get into this, I want you guys to join my Premier League fantasy team as well. Code's going to be up on the screen now, so join the league. Prizes for the first places, first, second and third. Make sure you guys get involved in the league now. So I'm going to be starting from the bottom, just like my YouTube channel. So, coming in at number 20, we have Fulham. Arsenal's opening game of the season, obviously. Just come up from the Championship, just newly promoted. However, Premier League this season is looking savage, and I just feel like Fulham don't really have the team to do it. We all know them from the Premier League before, but after they spent £100 million on a worse team, I can't see them staying up this time around either. Sorry guys, but I'm going to put you at last. So, coming in at number 19, another team to get relegated, and again, another Championship team, West Bromwich Albion. Again, I just don't feel like they're going to have the resources to pull this one off. It's always tough coming up to the Premier League from the Championship, even though they've made a few signings, including Garner from West Ham. However, I'm not sure it's going to happen for them either. Now, next up, as this list goes, you guys might think that I'm going to go for Leeds, but I'm not. I'm going to pick Aston Villa. Now, Aston Villa just avoided relegation last season, only just. Obviously, they had a pretty tough end to last season, even though they did manage to stay up. Been a lot of transfer talk with Jack Grealish, although I do think he'll stay. I feel like they'll definitely struggle this season as well, as most of the other teams have made a lot of changes, and for me, I'm not sure they're going to be able to keep up this time as well. Now, just making it into the safety zone for me is going to be Crystal Palace. Team that I'm usually quite afraid of playing, to be fair, as an Arsenal fan, but I just feel like Roy Hodgson's definitely lost it. I just can't see him keeping them up for another season. There's obviously a lot of transfer speculation with all of their best players, including Wilf Zaha, although he's not going to be an Arsenal player. They will be getting Batshuayi back from loan, however, again, with such a savage Premier League, I'm not sure they're going to be able to stay up as well. I think they'll be able to scrape 17th place. Now, coming in at 60, have Brighton. Another team that I hate playing, obviously, especially as they were the team that got Leno injured, especially Morpay. Though Graham Potter did have a pretty good start to the season as well, it got tougher for him towards the end. They are going to be picking up Adam Lallana again from Spurs, but I feel like they're going to need to do some more business to have a much better chance at getting into maybe that top 10. So then, coming in at 15, we have West Ham United. They came 16th last season, and obviously they got David Moyes, but for me, David Moyes as well is one of those managers who I don't think is going to be able to keep up with the demands of the Premier League. There's a few problems at West Ham, with the captain Mark Noble having problems with the sale of Dean Garner as well. However, David Moyes is an experienced manager, having managed Man United and Everton in the Premier League, so you never know, but he's got to stay on the side of the dressing room. Now, coming at 14, I've gone for Sean Dyche's Burnley. Even though they just about made top 10 last season with great defensive performances from Tarkowski and the rest of them, I feel like they're going to struggle this as they're going to have to pull off some really good games again like they did last season. Although I feel like Sean Dyche is one of those managers, he does get the best out of his players. It might be a struggle this time around, and I think they're going to find it more difficult, and that's why I'm going to put them a bit lower down than last season. Now, coming in at 13, we got Newcastle United. It's also where they placed last season, and of course they're managed by Steve Bruce after they replaced Rafa Benitez. I think they got a great team, and they're adding Bournemouth's duo of Callum Wilson and Ryan Fraser to the lineup, who performed very well for Bournemouth last season, although Bournemouth did get relegated. And I feel like they got a lot of good players already in that squad, including Saint Maximum and so on. So I definitely feel like they're going to be a strong team, could even push for that top 10 spot. Now here we go, an interesting pick for me at 12. We have newly promoted Leeds United after their long-awaited return to the Premier League. Of course, I'm sure all fans are so excited to see them finally back in the first division of football. Now they're managed by Marcelo Bielsa, who of course has been with them for 2 seasons, just getting them promoted. And they've just managed to sign Spain striker Rodrigo from Valencia as well. And they also have Calvin Phillips, the New England international. I think was rated the best player last season in the Championship. Yeah, I feel like they got a lot of fire in their belly for this lad, so he's definitely going to be one to look out for. However, big gamble, assuming that team's going to be able to compete at such a high level. even though they were bossing it out in the Championship. Now, coming in at number 11, I have picked Sheffield United. Came ninth last season, and some people don't think they're going to do as well this season. However, I am a fan of Chris Wilder and his management style. I think he's done very well with the Blades. And having signed Aaron Ramsdale as well, the great goalkeeper from Bournemouth, after obviously they had to give Dean Henderson back to Man United, I think they're going to be able to have another good. They've definitely got a few underrated players in their squad as well, so we'll see how they cope in the next season. Now we're going to be breaking into the top 10 teams, very best, all of which are solid teams, but coming in at number 10, I've picked Southampton. See, they have Danny Ings, who's one of the best strikers in the Premier League in my opinion, and although they did get a 9-0 loss at home last season to Leicester, I think they got some great players in the squad and a pretty solid team. Although they have lost Højbjerg to Spurs, they've also picked up Kyle Walker-Peters in return. Yeah, I think they're a good team, pretty solid, and I back them to get 10th spot. So, number 9, I'm going to be picking Wolverhampton Wanderers. They came 7th last season, which I think was pretty good for them to be fair, although again, really good players in their team, including Ruben Neves as Adama Traore. They've also just signed Fabio Silva, the 18-year-old wonderkid, as well for a club record of £35.6 million from Porto. Now, clearly, Wolves are pushing even harder this time. Considering they got 7th last time, I think they're definitely going to be a really tough team to play. But there's other teams that are making changes too, so that's why they've come in 9th place for me. Now, my number 8 spot is another team who's made a lot of changes lately, and it's going to be Everton. Managed by Carlo Ancelotti, of course. They've just managed to sign James Rodriguez as well, probably their biggest signing in the history of the club. They've also managed to sign Decore from Watford, who I think was one of Watford's best players even though they got relegated. And with an already great team with Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin, I really think they're going to be a sick team this time. But we're going to see how Ancelotti performs. It's going to be interesting to see James Rodriguez as well in the Premier League. Now, coming in just outside the top 6 for me is going to be Leicester City, of course, the former champions of the Premier League. Feel like they're a good team, but maybe slowly creeping back to that bottom half of the top 10. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Although they've still got Jamie Vardy and James Maddison, Ben Chilwell has gone to Chelsea, although he's injured at the moment. And they haven't really brought anyone in, so I feel like Brendan Rodgers is gonna struggle even more this season. You know, he hasn't really changed anything for me that's gonna push him in that top 6. So again, for me, just don't think it's gonna happen. So they're gonna be outside the top 6, and 7th place is what I've gone for Leicester. I feel like people disagree at all over this prediction thing, but top 6 is probably where the most disagreements happen. And I am putting Spurs straight in 6th place. I'm sure everyone's been watching the Spurs documentary on Amazon, a lot of Jose Mourinho and the team. It's quite funny in my opinion, but I think Mourinho is going to pull off the same sort of thing he did last time and not really get any better than they did. And I think they're going to get 6th place. Haven't really made any huge signings. Obviously, they got Højbjerg, who I mentioned, and they've also signed Matt Doherty. But apart from that, it's still the same. Harry Kane and Son pretty much carry the team, so they're going to have to perform for another season if Spurs want to do anything. Now, here's another controversial place, number 5, and no, I'm not going to be picking Arsenal yet. It is Manchester United for me. And although they signed Donny van den Beek, who is a very good player, they've already got a lot of options in the midfield. But they also could be signing Jadon Sancho, as I've seen lately, so I'm not sure how that's definitely going to go through yet. And they got Dean Henderson back, who I'm not sure is going to come in for David De Gea yet, but we'll see how that pans out in the season to come. I think they got a good team as well. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes is fully in there now, but I still think Arsenal are going to do better. And that's why Arsenal are going to be 4th place for me this time round. Obviously, we had a tragic start to this under Unai Emery. Now, I don't really want to go into that too much, but Mikel Arteta has come in and he sorted us out. Like, obviously, towards the end of the season, Arsenal managed to pick up the FA Cup by beating Chelsea in the final, which led us to the Community Shield. We won on penalties as well against Liverpool, so 2 bits of silverware already. I know some people don't like counting the Community Shield, but it's all good stuff for Mikel Arteta. And we've also added to the squad with Chelsea's Willian, Gabriel Magalhaes. I can't say his surname, so let's just go for Gabriel. We've got William Saliba back from loan from Saint Etienne as well. There are talks of us getting them hour from Lyon, but not sure if that's gonna happen as the transfer deadline is literally just around the corner. Yeah, we've made some changes, and I feel like with Mikel Arteta, we're definitely gonna have a good shot at getting fourth. Didn't get eighth last time, but Mikel Arteta managing to pick up the FA Cup, I think, has kept a lot of the players with a lot of hope for the future. Yeah, I'm going to go for fourth for us this season. I'm backing it. Let me know what you guys think. Now it gets interesting because I have put Chelsea in third place. A lot of people have actually predicted Chelsea to come second or some even first, but for me, I think they're just going to get third. I still feel like Liverpool and Man City are the best two, but we'll see how Chelsea's new signings do, as of course they have had all transfer business lately. They signed Timo Werner and Kai Havertz, signed Ben Chilwell as well, and also Brazilian defender Thiago Silva. You know that Lampard is also trying to get rid of Kepa, as obviously he's not really the goalkeeper I think Lampard wants or anyone wants in the Premier League. But I feel like with all these new signings coming in and the squad they already have, they could definitely put out a really strong team. And yeah, I'm a bit worried about them this season. But the squad do have the gel, so we do have to see that first. So now the top two teams. And for me, I don't think Liverpool are going to be able to win it twice in a row. So that's why I've put them in second place. Haven't really made any signings Liverpool, although they've signed although they're looking to sign Thiago Alcantara. Again, it's one of those things which we're not sure will definitely happen before the end of the window. I think they've got a good team, but as they just won, I'm not sure the players are going to want it as much this time round. I think they're going to struggle to get that first place up against the likes of Man City. So yes, I have put Manchester City in first place this time as well. I just feel like they're winners. They've not really had the best of seasons. And although they didn't manage to sign Koulibaly or Lionel Messi, they have signed Nathan Ake from Bournemouth, but more importantly, Valencia's forward Ferran Torres as well. Another young one, can play winger and sometimes front as well. So he could be a very dangerous player we don't really know too much about yet. See what Pep Guardiola does unfold his talent. We'll be missing David Silva this season, of course, as well, but Phil Foden will probably be coming to take his place as he's been putting in some really good performances lately. Although some things happen with him over the England team, which we won't get into. But yeah, I'm going to go for Man City to win this one. I feel like they've got the players, they've got the manager, and they've got the hunger. So yeah, this has been my Premier League prediction video, guys. Hope you've enjoyed, and yeah, I look forward to this obviously live watch along starting from Saturday. First game's going to be Arsenal versus Fulham, which I can't wait for. Smash a like on the video, guys, and I'll see you Saturday. Safe.